Imagine getting shredded eating mostly things like candy, honey, and sugary drinks. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's what the sugar diet promises, and it's catching fire online. But is there any truth to this? Does it make sense? Is it something you should do? That's what I want to talk about today. It's almost ironic that I'm making this video. It's kind of shocking, honestly. I can't believe I'm making this. And it's wild because I've been the guy in the fitness industry who's really kind of supported sugar for a long time and talked about how you don't have to be scared of it. It can be included in your diet. You can still get results. I have tons of videos on this. There's a lot of research supporting that as long as your calories and protein are equated, sugar doesn't really impact your results. But consuming a diet that's basically almost all sugar, this is not really something I can stand behind. It just doesn't make sense for a lot of different reasons. Now I'm going to talk about how it's possible to get shredded. Mark Bell is the one who's kind of popularizing this right now, and he is absolutely getting pretty shredded eating this diet, so it certainly can be done. But I think the bottom line with all these different diets out there is just, man, people love extremes. Don't they? Like, I don't know why or when moderation became this evil thing that everyone like turns their nose up against, but it's just the answer is not going to some sort of extreme and eliminating all your favorite foods or certain food groups or entire macronutrients. It's just like, why do we feel like the only way to get results is just to go to way extremes, and then if we try that extreme, then we go, oh, well, that didn't work. Let me try the way complete polar opposite extreme. And honestly, like Mark Bell himself, I'm not clowning Mark Bell. I mean, he seems like a really good guy. I don't know him personally. I've met him a couple times, but he tries different things and props to him. I'm not coming down on him for this. He was keto before. That was his thing, and he lost a bunch of weight on it. It's like, now you're literally doing the exact polar opposite thing, and he's getting results on it too. So it kind of goes to show it's not these certain diets that are magic. There's no one magic diet that solves all the problems. It's about going into a calorie deficit, and there's many ways to go into a calorie deficit. But anyways, what he kind of talked about was basically what you do is you basically eat sugar most of the day. Now he does say he eats plenty of fruits and vegetables with this diet, which is good, so you can get your micronutrients and fiber in. And then usually a bigger protein source in the evening, but you still don't eat a whole lot of protein. So it's very low fat, high carb, high sugar, low to moderate protein. He said he eats about around 100 grams of protein per day as a roughly 200-pound guy, so about half your body weight in protein. And when I was going through the videos and stuff trying to figure out more about this diet, when I went through the comment section, what I saw the most was a lot of comments of people saying, I'm trying this diet and I can't believe how much energy I have. And it's kind of like, yeah, carbs are your body's preferred energy source, especially if you're coming from a very low carb diet, because let's be honest, like I said, most people go on extreme, so they probably went from having no carbs to having all these carbs. So yeah, not really that surprising. But anyway, let's kind of go over some of the negatives of this diet. And the first being, he was doing 30 grams of fat a day. That's very low for a guy who's 200 pounds. Actually, I don't really recommend going below about 40 to 50 grams for most men in general, around 30 to 40 for most females, or at least at a minimum 20% of your total calories. Fat is essential. Essential meaning you cannot survive without fat. Carbs, contrary to popular belief, are not essential. I love carbs. I eat a higher carb diet in general. I think they get a bad rap and they're actually very helpful, but they are not essential. Your body can produce glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. So even though you don't have carbs, your body will still get the necessary glucose it needs for the minimal function, but you are not creating essential fat without consuming fat. And fat aids in hormones, your nutrient uptake. Like, you just don't want to go too low fat. Obviously, a high sugar diet is going to be pretty void of most of your micronutrients. You're not going to get your vitamins and minerals. You're not going to get much fiber. Sugar is not filling. That's one of the biggest downfalls of it, is it's easy to overeat. And the other problem is sustainability, which is kind of ironic. It kind of feels weird that I'm talking about sustainability with eating plenty of sugar, because it's kind of like what I'm usually talking about with lack of sustainability in your diet is you ban things like sugar, and because you love it, but you feel like you can never have it, you feel ultra restricted, you end up binging on it. So you just have to remember, to keep your results, you need to be able to keep up with the process that got your results. So here's the bottom line. Normally what I say is, I don't care what diet you consume. I'm not pro or against any diet. If you like keto, if you like carnivore, if you like paleo, if you like vegan, I don't care if you do intermittent fasting, if you eat lots of small meals, I don't care. Do what you want as long as you like it and can sustain it and it gets you results. Great. I'm not saying with this one. Please do not do this diet. This is not the answer. Anyway, along the same lines, I'm sure you're probably thinking too, like, what about insulin with a high sugar diet? And quite frankly, the research doesn't really support that you have to worry about insulin, as long as you don't have some sort of condition like diabetes or something like that. But most people don't believe it. But if you want to find out more about why you don't need to worry about insulin to see fat loss, then check out this video next. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.